Hello, I'm June Edwards, and this is Senior Topics. I'm trying to get it set up so it looks good for the fall. And welcome, everybody. I hope you're doing okay. Let's start with the calendar for this week, okay? This is the first week of October. I've got something nice to drink here. It's kind of a hot day, so I'm drinking something cool. Just got back from the Oktoberfest opening last night down in Orange next to Anaheim at the Phoenix Club. If you get a chance to go, men wear your lederhosen and ladies wear your dirndl if you've got it. If you don't, you can buy a small costume accessory for about $3. It'll make you feel a little bit more German. It's a great, great holiday. All right, we have a lot of holidays to celebrate in October. Starting with October 1st, Homemade Cookie Day, yum. World Vegetarian Day. And on October 1st in 1908, Henry Ford introduced the Model T. October 2nd, Name Your Car Day. I don't have a name for my car. Have you got one? No, I never got into that. In 1950, the Peanuts with Snoopy and Charlie Brown and Lucy and the whole gang was first published. The comic strip. Can you imagine that that is like 70 years old? And that little boy is still trying to figure out all the different purposes to life. You think he's going to stay awake and wait for the great pumpkin this Halloween like he always does? Probably. It is the International Day of Nonviolence, which is celebrated on October 2nd, the birthday of Gandhi, who was born in 1869. It is also the date that the California Redwoods National Park was established in 1968. And I thought the park was a lot older than that, but apparently not. October 3rd, the first CD player was released by Sony in 1982. And we still have CDs, but people are going a lot more to streaming now on the computer. It is National Denim Day, and it's also a good time of year, I read, if you are in the market for denim products like jeans. This is when they go on sale. It is Captain Kangaroo Day. The show first aired October 3rd, 1955. And the SOS Help Code was established in 1906. East and West Germany tore down the wall and were reunified in 1990. October 4th, 1982 is, or no, 15, excuse me, 400 years before. 1582, the Gregorian calendar replaced the Julian calendar, which had developed a mathematical error and was 10 days off. So they skipped from October 4 to October 15 by edict of the Pope. And we now have a better way of counting our days, and we just have a leap year one day out of every 4 years. Not quite so far off. Sputnik 1 was launched by the Soviet Union in 1957, and the space race began. It is also part of the Chinese Moon Festival, which is being celebrated. October 5 is World Teacher Day, and it is the birthday of Ray Kroc, who was the mastermind behind McDonald's hamburgers, although his partner ended up earning a lot more money off it than he did. After a 1,700-mile retreat on October 5th of, I don't know, sometime in the 1800s, I didn't write that one down, I guess. After 1,700 miles retreat, Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce Indians surrendered to the U.S. Cavalry troops in Montana. And the Indian Wars, a lot of them were basically over at that time, late 1870s. October 6th, World Habitat Day, Child Health Day. Thomas Edison showed his first motion picture in 1889 and bought up all the patents for all the movie equipment, which is why the Hollywood people were forced to move to California to get away from Thomas Edison's ironclad hold on the movie business east of the Mississippi. Let's see, American Library Association was founded also in 1876. On October 7th, American Bandstand teenage program premiered in 1957. Did you ever watch that? I did. I wanted to see what the kids were wearing, what the hairstyles and the makeup was like. And I wanted to make sure that whatever I wore was also in style. You can see I have on my t-shirt here that has the different things that get me in the mood for fall, but I'll tell you what really does it is the food. We're going to have to do a fall festival demonstration next time. My son went to Trader Joe's and bought about $40 worth of pumpkin salsa, pumpkin butter for your toast, pumpkin spices to put on little crackers with meat and cheese, pumpkin chutney, pumpkin jam, pumpkin and cranberry crackers. A pumpkin bisque, which is wonderful soup. And then a regular pumpkin soup, which has different spices in it. And a pumpkin cream cheese spread. Oh my goodness, we're just having fun doing pumpkin tasting this whole month of October. Okay, where was I? October 7th. And the rose was designated as the U.S. national flower in 1986. October 8th, the Great Chicago Fire started in 1871. October 9th is National Poetry Day. And I do have a poem to read to you today. And in 1876, the first two-way telephone conversation was held. Boy, have we come a long way. And it was John Lennon's birthday. He was born in 1940 and unfortunately assassinated in 1980. And it is the birthday for the Count Dracula from Sesame Street on October 9th, the little puppet that made Dracula less scary for the kids. And October 10, James Marshall, the Supreme Justice, Court Justice, born 1942. And the Italian opera composer Verdi was born in 1813. And that's as far as we're going to take it today for October, the first week. Here's a poem by my good friend Garnett Black called Fall. Fall is my favorite time of year by far. It's one last chance of warmth before the cold. Nature blends the soft, muted colors and splashes them with abandon as from a jar. They envelop and caress you in their mold. Enjoy these last few days, my friend. As the nights grow cold, it will signal their end. Wow, that's a good one, isn't it? It's a good one. I like that. Okay, there's a fall bucket list for kids and kids at heart, which is just about every senior that I know. And it's the ultimate nostalgic fall bucket list to complete with your grandkids or with your friends if you're in your second childhood. And here's a wonderful picture of a little girl playing in the leaves. And this is how we want to start out, in a playful mood. So number one, go apple picking. And there's lots of places to do it, including Riley's Farm out east of this area. Make an apple pie. Create a masterpiece by using apple halves as stamps with paint. Rake leaves and play with them. That's what that little child was doing. Set up a scavenger hunt. Oh, wouldn't that be fun for your facility to do that? Put together a big puzzle as a group. Feed ducks at a local pond or lake. paint acorns. Make a recipe in a slow cooker. Oh, I did. I had our first beef stew on one of the colder nights this week. Don't you just love this season? Take family photos, make a bird feeder, craft with fallen colorful leaves, go pumpkin picking, and carve your jack-o'-lanterns. Lots of fun things to do. You know, people paint pumpkins now. I've seen them painted black, painted white, painted blue, painted lime green, painted bright yellow, and all kinds of zigzag lines on them or checkerboard lines on them, all kinds of wonderful things. Well, we're moving over now to one of the colors of fall, which is gold. And I want to tell you the story behind the scenery, California Gold Country. And this is a book you can pick up from the park department. And I used to use it a lot in my 4th grade teaching. Now, Gold Country in California goes from San Francisco all the way over to Sonora, Mariposa, and Mono Lake. So there's a lot of areas in Central, also Nevada City. Up in Nevada, there is where they had the silver run that they did. Every ravine, gully, or water course has been prospected, dug, or opened to the bedrock, and the overlaying earth or gravel run through a rocker or sluice in hopes of making it yield the shining dust. A quote from newspaperman Horace Greeley. And this picture is a photo from one of the places you can stop along Highway 49. Now we know that gold was discovered in 1848, and the man who discovered it told a few friends and said, shh, keep it a secret. I don't want the rest of the world to know about this yet. Well, you know how that goes. Secrets are just not kept very well, right? So let's see. It was John Sutter, a Swiss immigrant who arrived in California with a dream of building his own colony. He filed for Mexican citizenship because everything was under Mexico then. He built Sutter's Fort in present-day Sacramento, which is a wonderful place to go on a road trip. And the docents are dressed up in that era. And they show you a lot of interesting things about how the early Californians lived. He hired a carpenter, John Marshall, to build a sawmill 50 miles to the east on the South Fork of the American River. And he hired a group of Mormon settlers to build a sawmill on the site, which he named Colima. Everything went okay until in January of 1848, Marshall picked up a piece of metal he believed to be gold, and he rushed to Sutter's Fort and was excited to tell his boss. They tested it and were convinced it was indeed gold, and that discovery actually ruined Captain John Sutter. People trampled all over his property as the secret spread like wildfire. In 1849, all the people who dropped their work, dropped their plows in their fields, and ran out to California, hoping to strike it rich quick. One of the people who did was Randolph Hearst's father, who found a mother lode in Central California, established the Hearst Foundation, which later led to his boy establishing a newspaper and later radio empire across the United States. But most people, they got very little gold to complain about, or to, they did complain about. They called it gold fever. And a lot of people were unhappy about it, but that didn't stop them from looking. Here's a few sketches, what they look like. They dressed very plain, and they put up with a lot of hardship trying to get the gold that would come down out of the mountains. And it was ordinary men, women, and children, and they were trying so desperately. Well, they did start some mines, and I think what brought a lot of people out were the wagons, the Conista wagons. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That brought a lot of people out, and suddenly the population in California was huge. And here's Auburn. Look at this magnificent photo, not photo, but painting. And you can see the whole area. And this mural, where is that? That is drawn before the arrival of the Central Pacific Railroad in 1865. And it is in the present day Old Town. As far as I know, the fires we've been having has not destroyed Auburn yet, but you never know. And before 1850, people were civil to each other, but after that, attitudes changed. A lot of gamblers, ne'er-do-wells, and desperados came into the area, and we suddenly needed sheriffs, we needed laws, we needed organization, and we needed a way of being able to stake your claim and keep it without somebody shooting you and grabbing your claim away from you. And it changed a lot because, suddenly there were towns, Dutch Flat, Gold Run, and Cisco on what they called the mother lode. And here they are racing through. They didn't have cameras, so they drew pictures. And so, they just, it just changed the area. And here you go. Here's a gambling hall. There's a lot of saloons, gambling halls, and girls at what they called ill repute. Everybody flocking to California. That was the place to come. And not too long after that, there was more happening in Alaska. You can still pan for gold with your kids along Route 49. And you can ride on one of the old steam cars. I think that besides that, when they started logging and getting the fish and starting the vineyards, that was the real gold of California. There are still mines that operate to this day, and there are still people who try their luck at it. My brother-in-law tried to get some gold. He tried for about 10 years. He had much better luck in Alaska than he did on his stake, which is still up in the Sierra Nevadas. And of course, there's lots of rumors of more gold being up there. Here we have some more of the real gold, which is the land of California. And there were so many songs that developed from that whole thing too. And there is still gold on the mother lode, but a lot of it is between Angels Camp and Carson. Here's a modern open pit gold mining operation still going on today. We're going to learn a lot more about the next big strike, which was the California gold of our sunshine and how that got the movie business going. And we'll learn about that next time. And it was a 125-mile long stretch where people were mining, and there's some more equipment and another little museum that you may decide you want to go see. So a lot to see and do that has to do with California gold. Well, I think one of our California golds, as Huell Hauser would say, are the people of California. And one group were the Germans, the American Germans who immigrated here from Germany in the mid 1850s, not long after the gold rush. And they settled in a spot which is now Anaheim. And they set up a vineyard for about 10 years. They worked the vineyard and tried to grow a lot of wine. And right around Anaheim, it's pretty rainy. I think they would have had better luck out by the San Bernardino area. But anyway, they set up a club later on to explain to non-German citizens what the German customs were and to educate people. And that's how they brought the Oktoberfest over from the Bavarian part of the old country, which was Germany. Well, the Phoenix Club in Anaheim is running the Oktoberfest. You know, it was shut down last year, but they have it this year from October 1st through October 24th. You can get authentic food and at least 10 different kinds of German beer. My friends were trying a grapefruit beer and a lemonade beer and all different kinds of beers. They have a beer drinking and stein holding contest. There is a shooting gallery with the traditional air rifle club. There's youth dance group performances, twist and shout balloon twisters, a parade, a bounce house, hay rides, and pony rides for the kids. Now, the main thing I go for, I think most seniors go for, is the food and the music and dancing. The food includes bratwurst, both smoked and regular, roasted chicken, schnitzel, Strasburgers, Bavarian style potato salad, a knödel, which is a round pastry, not a pastry, but a pasta with a white gravy sauce on it, and a roasted ham hock with bread dumplings. There's also different kinds of carrot cake and a little bit of the Black Forest cake if you get there early enough, and many, many kinds of wine and beer. And you can dress up, you can bring your own stein to drink out of. Table space is these long, long tables, and you share them with strangers. Everybody is out on the floor having a wonderful, wonderful time. And how did Oktoberfest get started? Well, October 12th, 1810, been going on for over 200 years. There was a royal wedding. Crown Prince Ludwig was married to Princess Therese of Saxony, and the citizens of Munich were invited to attend the festivities, and we've been celebrating ever since. It traditionally starts in the third weekend in September and ends the first Sunday of October, but in California, we do it up big. We celebrate all the way through October until the third week of October. And the original Oktoberfest was probably the one in Big Bear. It's still the largest one in Southern California, but the one at the Phoenix Club is very big also. Remember what I told you, when the weather's hot or when there's an overload and there's a lot of people using the internet, time to take a sip of coffee. Just relax, but it gave me time to get a picture to show you. Rediscovering the healing power of the great outdoors. This is from the Epoch Times, which I love for all their special features. And it says that spending time outdoors every day, taking a walk or sitting out in the sunshine, getting your vitamin D. And today researchers see the vitamin D is not really a vitamin, it's more of a hormone than a nutrient. And we get far more vitamin D from sun exposure than from food. When scientists first discovered vitamin D, they saw it as a cure for a disfiguring childhood disease, bone disease called rickets. So it does help with bone health. It might help a little bit with osteopenia or osteoporosis. But there are other health benefits in the sunshine vitamin. It bolsters your immune function and helps keep you well longer, and your metabolism, and it acts as an anti-inflammatory agent if you have arthritis. The most recent connection may be a treatment for COVID-19. Several observational studies conducted over the past year have shown a striking correlation between vitamin D deficiency and COVID-19 severity. So rather than being locked up in their home, those people needed to be out on the porch, in the front or backyard, and sunbathing. And so you don't want to have low levels, and I'm turning the page here to find out more about it. And it says, even Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, did make one positive statement about vitamin D. And he said, especially during a pandemic, do not be deficient in vitamin D. That affects your susceptibility to infection. And he himself takes vitamin D supplements, and he's up in his healthy 80s and has been still working full time too. But a lot of doctors say take supplements, go outside in a bathing suit, some great vitamin D levels, stay out for 15 or 20 minutes, make sure you have a little sunscreen on, but go out there. And you can also bye, everybody. It's time to say goodbye before we get kicked off again. Have a wonderful, wonderful fall week.